president! You swear! You!
So the inflatable Trump was just walking in the direction of the No Kings protest. I believe this happened in Massachusetts, and somebody decided,
Me out, it's my turn! You told me it was my turn!
a person in a suit having fun that can't see where the punch is coming has the right to get punched. That says a lot about you.
And that's how I became a Democrat.
I would bet $1 million that you would say something not very nice about somebody's neck or Charlie Kirk.
2 weeks ago, I made an anonymous tip to an ICE office about a restaurant I'd applied to that rejected my application. 3 days later, there was a raid on that restaurant and 12 of their employees were deported. I did this because I really wanted to work at that restaurant, but they were full staffed, so I figured what better way to get an opening in than to have half their staff deported. So that's what I did. When I reapplied, I got hired, and I've been working there a few days, but now I'm worried that they're going to find out that I was the one who called and had half of their staff deported. For anyone who's been in a similar situation, was there some way you were able to soften the blow ahead of time, or kind of get them used to the idea that maybe an employee here got everyone deported? Who knows? I'm just seeking advice because I do like a lot of my coworkers and I don't want them to hate me or think I'm a bad person or something.
I don't think you're a bad person if you're a person that generally abides by the law. I find it a little selfish, but then at the same time maybe they were paying these people a less decent wage, which is unfair, and it might be fair that now the business has to pay you a decent wage. And then somebody posted, oh my god, this guy is like a DEI hire. And then somebody responded, just tell them it's you're gonna get fired, and then you can sue them for discrimination and become a millionaire.
Checkmate.
So I shared this on Twitter a while ago, showing that somebody said they give us $20,000 for disassociating ourselves with MAGA and Donald Trump. All our content does is teach our students how to work on cars, work on houses. We teach them faith, how to pray, teach them about God. We teach them many different things from etiquette, etc. And the first thing somebody said was, well, we'll give you $20,000 as long as you disassociate yourself from MAGA and Donald Trump. But why is it that when I'm teaching faith, hard work, discipline, how to not be a victim, etc., you automatically assume that's got to be Donald Trump and MAGA? But what's wrong with what we're teaching? There's nothing wrong with what we're teaching. And if you like what we're teaching, why automatically assume it's got to be MAGA and Donald Trump? That says a lot more about you than it does about me. It says a lot about you. We're going to continue teaching faith. We're going to continue teaching God. And we're going to continue teaching country. And we're going to make greater men for this country. Thank you so much.
I find it very interesting that somebody can say, you know what, I'm going to help the kids, and if it's not focused on political stuff but by the narrative you assume they're right-winger, kids that can maintain themselves in the future. It says so much about you when you tell people don't focus on Trump while you're helping kids.
But at this point, if he moves forward, Democrats aren't winning the seat.
I hate to break the news to you, but he's winning the primary by 30 points.
Well, I think that's why he needs to get out.
Getting a Nazi tattoo made him more popular.
I don't think it made him more popular
among Democrats. You've got a guy running for attorney general in Virginia who wants to murder Republicans, and he raised $500,000 off of it. You got Nazi tattoo guy in Maine. I sat out here for a year, 2 years, listening to every Democrat at this table say, Donald Trump's a Nazi, Elon's a Nazi, and your party is now in love with a guy with a Nazi tattoo who trained a left-wing paramilitary group and called himself an Antifa super soldier on the internet, and he's going up every day. Good luck getting him. I am but a humble political analyst.
I believe they're comparing these two tattoos. Do you want to see the video?
Are we the baddies?
So this is the tattoo, but they claim these are not the same, but then at the same time they can hide it and claim it never happened.
I am but a humble political analyst, and I will just tell you that when you're winning a race by 30 points, If a pundit on television tells you, well, you need to think about dropping out, you laugh in their face.
I don't know. I feel like,
This is a year out.
I feel like leave the race.
I want Democrats to be who they are. This is who they are.
This is not
No, that
who
is
they
not
are.
who
they are.
No, it is
Why?
not.
You're saying
What's
that,
inside?
hold on, you're saying the Democrats are Nazis? Is
I'm
that
saying
what
it's
you're
very,
saying
it's
to
very
me?
on brand right
I'm
now.
sorry.
Very on brand.
Hold on one second. Hold on, Scott. Really, like, are you suggesting that, like, a person who wears a Nazi tattoo because he was in the military or whatever is representative of the entire Democratic Party? Is that the...
I'm only reading the polling, Abby. When all this story broke and he started talking about it, he literally got more popular. He's beating the incumbent governor of Maine by 30 points.
You realize that he's running in one state, in Maine, and you're also saying that because of that, he's representative of the Democratic Party. You said this is who they are. Who is they?
Look at the polling. Look at the energy.
This is
Look,
not about the
this is
polling.
who they
This is
want.
not about the polling.
This
You're
is
not
who they
answering
want.
the question.
Bernie Sanders wants him.
It does
The
not-
beating heart of the Democratic Party, where their energy is, wants the Nazi tattoo guy. That's what they want.
75% of
I think if this country is about anything, it's about understanding that every person, me, you, everybody else, has gone dark moments in our history, and we go on.
So you're standing by your endorsement?
Absolutely.
Issue is that Pete Hegseth, for having a tattoo of something Crusader, you labeled it something it wasn't.
Shame! Shame!
And this guy has something it was, but he had a dark moment. And when they find out he had a dark moment or this on his chest,
Empathy is required.
you voted more for him at that point. If you quit, you're stupid, because you're definitely going to win. That tells us that whenever something happens on your side, you want to prove to us people can change. But on the other side, you have to prove to us that what you're seeing is exactly what you're seeing.
Mr. President, if you are declaring war against these cartels and Congress is likely to approve of that process, why not just ask for a declaration of war?
Well, I don't think we're going to necessarily ask for a declaration of war. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country. Okay? We're going to kill them. You know, they're going to be like dead. Okay? Yeah.
I think some people as shocked as my shirt. There's so much you can try to negotiate with people that generally don't want to negotiate back, and it might affect your kids. And I think the fact that you keep trying to negotiate with them when they have bad intention, in good faith, because they're doing for the money and their family, there comes a point a president can be like, my border is too big, I want to keep the people safe, and I need to trust your country. They'll do the same job I would have done with my own people.
I'm sure you've all seen that graph of what leftists care about versus what conservatives care about, and it's like a scale of people closest to you and people farthest away from you. Like conservatives, when they're polled, tend to care about their family first, then their friends, then their community, then their state, then their country, then the world. And liberals, it's the opposite. They tend to care more about world issues and then strangers and then their community and so on. This is further proof that they're performative. They care about things going on around the world more than they care about their own communities, because fixing your own community is a lot harder than making a post on social media that says Free Palestine. Fixing the issues within your own family is a lot harder than just posting a black square on Instagram. Condemning people for not caring about a war thousands of miles away and acting morally superior and acting like you are the good guy because of it takes maybe 30 seconds out of your day.
I just find it rather odd that I can focus on my family, being responsible, and I'm still a bad person and they think morally they're higher up than me. I make a baby, why don't you adopt a baby?
But dealing with your brokenness inside, or dealing with your broken family, or dealing with your failing friendships, or dealing with your community that's ridden with crime is so much more difficult. They pick the easy way out. They can just virtue signal on TikTok and on Instagram, and they get to feel morally superior when they have disagreements with people about how to fix these larger issues. And then because they do those things, it makes them feel like a good person, and therefore they don't have to fix anything within themselves or within their families or friendships. Because anyone who does anything against them is obviously a bad guy, because they've convinced themselves they're the good guys.
I just think somebody that might be broken might justify helping somebody else way more to justify their existence with a purpose, because they never had any at a specific moment. But sometimes they might look for easy way to justify that.
Now y'all help me make this make sense. Last year I saw Obama chastise black men saying, y'all not supporting this Indian woman. Remember Kamala, who wasn't black, is not black. You know, was, is not. Okay? She's Hindu. She's Indian. But I watched Obama sit there and chastise black men saying, y'all don't want to support this woman. But at the same time, turn around. Go to Virginia and campaign against a real natural black woman. Y'all, listen, this let me know one thing. This ain't got nothing to do with color. This ain't got nothing to do with color. It's either God's side.
Well, I think as everybody knows, I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian before I'm a Republican, and I'm required to forgive people. And it's hard sometimes when somebody has abused you, etc., but it's something you must do, because not to forgive is almost like, as someone said, you drink poison thinking that it's going to affect the other person. And I want to live a decent life, and I don't want to not have peace in my life. And so as I've said before, I would not say that. So that's why I'm wondering why my opponent won't say, beyond it's abhorrent and disgusting, why she won't say it is not okay and that he must leave the race, because Jay Jones advocated the murder, Abigail, the murder of a man, a former speaker, as well as his children who were 2 and 5 years old. You have little girls. What would it take him pulling the trigger? Is that what would do it? And then you would say he needs to get out of the race?
Let's just say somebody was joking about somebody that didn't like. It reminded them of Charlie Kirk and said, you know what? If there were so many bad people and we only had 2 bullets, this guy deserves 2 bullets. Obama already lied about the fine people.
Who said that there were very fine people on both sides of a white supremacist rally.
I just don't trust Obama, not because he's black or a Democrat, because clearly you use an old lie and you hope the narrative would work because you trust people that they're dumb enough to not do the research and just believe you because Democrats are always right. And if you vote the other side, you're a fascist. They just keep using triggering words and just hope you believe everything.
This city was built by the Irish escaping famine, Italians fleeing fascism, Jews escaping Holocaust, Black Americans fleeing slavery and Jim Crow, Latinos seeking a better life, Native people standing for themselves, Asian Americans coming together in Queens, in Brooklyn, in the Bronx, in Manhattan, in Staten Island, in this country, in a vision to build the freest, toughest, and greatest city on earth.
All I heard is 30 seconds of incoherent buzzwords to how to be a democratic politician and get them on your side and get a bunch of moral points, maybe even a job.
Don't get me wrong, makosa kita bong. Put the fire na mi blonde kush hash purple skunk criollo colombici jam jam durloketa verdetta welcome.